So this is MP Cards and Games with my YCS deck profile. So this YCS I wanted to play something that was still relatively good, but something that was a bit more fun, a bit more of a fun brew. Wanted to get back to one of my roots as a Yu-Gi-Oh player, and that is playing a Yosenju deck, kind of thing. If you've seen my channel and been on my channel for a long time, you know that it's pretty much my favourite archetype of all time, kind of thing. And if you also watched my last video, I already topped an OTS the week before, YCS Sydney, at an OTS that was fairly nearby, not my locals, but kind of one that was only about 15 minutes away from my locals, kind of thing. So I came second at that, so I already had my invite to Oceans, so there was no huge pressure. I even said to the guys, semi as a joke, but also was hyped to do anyway, was if I topped with the deck I did last week, I will play Yosenju Ryzeal, kind of thing, which is my own home brew. So some of the list is just using some of the pure Ryzeal stuff, but at least the Yosenju part is my custom build, kind of thing. The Yosenju ratios is what I've come up with. Did a little bit of testing on it. I was surprised I went as well as I did. I made it to day 2. So day 1 I was 6-2. Did lose, unfortunately, day 2 in the morning, kind of thing, so in the first round. But it was a close game, kind of thing. I won game 1, he won game 2, and then game 3 was relatively close, kind of thing. Just a bit unfortunate I couldn't quite get it to the top. It would have been very hyped to get a Yosenju deck into the top, kind of thing. But yeah, so I'll now actually start showing the deck, so sorry for over talking a bit. So I played 3 Droll in the main, just good against Ryzeal, kind of thing. It doesn't like fully end their turn depending on what they got in their hand, but it does slow them down, which you do need. 3 Ash just hits a lot of stuff, hits stuff against Malice, hits stuff against Ryzeal, just a good card, hits stuff against Rogue. Triple Melchami, Fulveros, just an MVP. Makes your opponent have to pretty much either stop or give you so much advantage that they're probably going to lose, kind of thing. And then for the Ryzeal package, we played 3 Iced, 3 X'd, and 3 Sword, 1 Node, kind of thing. So pretty standard Ryzeal package. The Iced, in theory, technically does conflict with the Yosenjus, but a lot of the time you usually don't see an Ice with a Yosenju, and if you do, you can still use the discard effect to special summon it, kind of thing. It's more, Yosenjus are very good for baiting out stuff, but also a lot of people just let you normal summon a lot of them because they do not know what the deck does. I do let them know what the effects are, but a lot of people do not take the Yosenju part seriously, kind of thing. So I played 3 Karma number 1, because it's very nice to bounce opponent stuff. Did not get to bounce detonators, but I bounced quite a few Typhons, bounced some stuff against Malice, surprisingly, kind of thing. I think I bounced opponents' duo drives when they had been like impermed. Double Karma 2. This is just good to add pressure on the board, and it's really the best normal summon if it gets interrupted. So if you have no other Karmas, it's the best normal summon because it just attacks directly, kind of thing. It's the biggest beater, kind of thing. And I actually won one of my games against Ryzeal Fiendsmith, because he semi-bricked, I bricked, and just had Karma 2 and kept beating him, and he kept drawing hand traps, but because I did not have enough to combo, kind of thing, I did not draw the best there. I just kept beating him with Karma 2 and then eventually killed him with Karma 2, kind of thing, because I drew into hand trap disruptions for him, but I did not draw into combo until the last attack where I top decked a sword, and I already had this on board because he'd impermed my Karma 2 later on, and then sword, and I just had enough damage to kill, but I still could have comboed, kind of thing. Then I ran 2-3. 2-3, 3-3 just feels a bit too bricky, kind of thing. 3, you really need another one to actually activate effect. It's more just another one that's an additional normal summon. You're really activating the effect, but sometimes, especially in the early rounds, I did actually get this effect off, kind of thing, especially when I didn't have too many Ryzeal stuff in my hand, and I wanted my opponent to think I was playing pure Yosenju, which did bait. I think about 2 players did mention that they'd sided in a lot of back row hate, thinking that I was playing just standard Yosenju, but I'm not actually running that much back row, so it was good to bait them. I played 1 Ijan, The one that discards, they can't respond or draw. A lot of the time you like the draw effect, but it is, when you have a lot of them in hand, it's good to stop the response because then they can't detonator and stuff on your summon or strike you or whatever kind of thing. So kind of wish I could have played more, but it's just too bricky to play more, especially because it doesn't give you an additional normal summon. I wish Konami had printed this to make this also give you additional normal summon. Then I played 2 tanky. Yeah, 3 would probably be more optimal, but the problem is Droll's just so big in this format, so there's another Droll thing. So, but it can be an Ash bait. Not that I think anyone did actually Ash this, but also it can get detonated. So it's not the best this format, but if it sticks, your opponent first of all goes like, what are you searching? Like sometimes I started with this and they hadn't seen I played Ryzeal and they're like, what? Kind of thing. Especially in higher tables, they were very surprised to see this one come down, kind of thing. But also this is just a good thing to send off Node and Ext kind of thing. Sorry, Node and Sword, not Sword, Node and Ice kind of thing. You can send off Node and Ice to get their effects. Then standard Ryzeal stuff, 3 Bonfire kind of thing. 1 Pot of Prosperity, probably the worst main deck spell in the deck. A lot of the time it conflicts with your draws from the Yosenju, but also from your cross draws kind of thing. Most of the time I just side it out, really. Like I guess it can sometimes show you engine, but through the YCS I mostly sided it out. Probably may in future take it out of the main for this deck. Played 1 Call by the Grave. Just good at combating opponent's hand traps kind of thing. And also sometimes just not even hand traps, sometimes just if they've got stuff in grave. Metal Tronus, very good against your Ryzeal kind of thing. And essentially I'm at least playing 1 aggregator kind of thing, so it's good against Malice, like alright against Malice as well, like it's an imperm against them. I played 1 plugin, mainly to play around Nibiru, because this variant, because you're meant to be normal summoning quite a few Yosenjus to make a duo drive kind of thing. You do want this so that you do not, so when you have cross, you do not get absolutely devastated when you don't have another thing from duo drive to attach. So, and I played 2 cross. It's sometimes good to open. You don't always. It's good when you don't always need to add this with duo drive kind of thing, and it's good when they out one, because I found in Mitsurugi only having the 1 kind of really hurts when they out it, because then you lose pretty much most of your Ryzeal engine kind of thing. You go through that way too fast. So 2's nice. I did brick on it once, or I bricked on it twice, having 2 though. So like sometimes I did end up signing 1 out a lot of the time. But sometimes I kept 2 in, mainly keeping 2 in going first, side, 1 out going second. Then for the last cards in deck, Imperm, yeah, the deck's about 43. Maybe if I'd taken out the Pros, could have been a bit shorter, but you also need room for side kind of thing. So then for the extra deck, playing 2 Duo Drive, essentially one of the only reasons why the Ryzeal Yosenju deck works is 2 Yosenju names can make Duo Drive. And quite often, I'll make Duo Drive with 3 Yosenju names, so that I still have the anti-Nibiru tech if I have 3 Yosenju names. But it's so cool to have like a normal summon 2 Yosenjus, try to make something like this, or even better if they've got a set back row or something, make something like Lightning Shidori to bait out a set Imperm or something, which I'll show later on. I'll show Lightning Shidori later on, but that is in the deck. Bait out an Imperm, and then you summon X from hand, and then you add, and then you make Duo Drive, and then you just go full combo. I only played 2 Detonator, debatable if to play 3 or not, but the extra deck was very cramped kind of thing, so I played just 2 Duo Drive. The 3rd never really came up, so I'm happy about that. I think I was only successfully Metal Tronus once. Every other time I had Ash for it. Metal Tronus, my Metal Tronus got ashed I think twice as well, but I had about 3 other Metal Tronuses go off fine, or maybe 4. Yeah, because I think I had 1 go off against the Chaos Angel as well. Then 2 Twins of the Eclipse. Just a very good essential card. This card's probably going to get here on the next ban list. Very broken. Babuska. Babuska is more of an insurance policy if they have drolled me and I have the Yosenjus in hand, and I've normaled the Yosenjus kind of thing if they droll me. It doesn't really work very well against X Ryzeal or Ryzeal very much, but this and maybe a couple of hand traps, like it's Copium. I made it once and it pretty much, I did not win that game. I think I won the round, but I did not win that game when I made it kind of thing, but it was more just it screws over some decks, like some decks can't really out it, so it was there. One Exciton Knight, just good for clearing stuff, kind of thing. Especially if you're low on advantage. Like one of the main ways to out like stuff like the Blue Eyes deck, especially because I'm not playing Tornado Dragon in here, which sometimes I wish I'd played, but it didn't come up. Tornado Dragon didn't come up too much, kind of thing. So good for when you're low advantage, kind of thing. Especially against like Malice. Malice just makes so much, and even Ryzeal Mirrors, but also it's the only Light Fiend in here, so it's kind of the Metaltronus target for mainly Chaos Angel kind of thing. And then one Dugaris. Dugaris help kill, help revive, draw. Have been a bit. There was one game where I was a bit too greedy with it, trying to draw, and then kind of had no follow up next turn. Dweller, good card, kind of thing. Just helps beat those oppressive grave effects, kind of thing. Yeah, like all the Fiendsmith stuff and everything. Quite a few times came in handy, a bit like last week. Then I got these two in ulti. I had them in lower rarity before, but I picked these up at the YCS. Lightning Shidori, because you can make it with the two Yosenjus, kind of thing, and it's a 2-for-1, so you get to, on summon, you get to target one of their set cards and put it to the bottom of the deck, and then you can detach, put one to the top of the deck. The detached, put one to the top of the deck is unfortunately once per turn, but yeah, it's a nice one to bait out some stuff, like bait out imperms, bait out stuff. I made it probably about 3 times, and it's also, if you think you're winning with the Yosenjus, it is good to make this and instead of some of the other Exceed stuff, and then they do not know that you are on Ryzeal until later games, when they have sided in everything good against Yosenju. And then the Tiger King, Viking Tiger. I only made it once to BM. In theory, it seemed like it would be an alright card because it's when you summon it, you do need 2 Yosenjus though, which is kind of the thing. This problem with it, because a lot of the time when you got 2 Yosenjus, you either want to make Lightning Shidori or Duodrive. So maybe in a different format this might be better, but I didn't really make it much. Pretty much it sets 5 formation tanky when you summon it, and then you can detach one from this, negate all face-up monsters on the field's effects. Thought that might come up a bit more. Didn't really throughout this YCS kind of thing, but I thought it'd be a cool card to like do with. Typhon's an MVP. Won me probably about 2 games, and then there was one game where I realised, and my opponent also did mention after, if I'd made Typhon, I probably would have won, and that was against the Ryzeal Mirror kind of thing, where if I'd made Typhon bounced his detonator, I had some follow-up, but because I attempted to do the follow-up first, he was able to disrupt me, but he had nothing on the crackback kind of thing if I hadn't tried to do my follow-up, because he like detonator pops and stuff. But yeah, so essentially Typhon, I think people who say that it's a copium card are a little bit trolling. I think it, especially this format, if you didn't have like Detonator in the format, which was just a 3k guy, then this would be nowhere near as good kind of thing. But because, especially a lot of Fiendsmith is, sometimes you can disrupt Fiendsmith kind of thing, where you activate enough hand traps, but you only have, even in pure Ryzeal, you only have one Ryzeal monster or something, and you've got a normal, and it gets effect veiled or something, then, because your opponent still has hand traps, but you stop most of their Fiendsmith Ryzeal combo, but they've still gone through 3 extra cards to do their link stuff, and then they've still been able to make a detonator. This is just nice to out that kind of stuff. Also had an opponent huge misplay where I managed to summon this, and I bounce their they have Dweller and I think that was at the OTS. I think I mentioned that. And then Aggregator, just a good dump kind of thing. And then the only extra card I played was Dagda. In theory, this was to try to beat Malice players going first kind of thing. To set a lance here and be cheeky kind of thing, because the Yosenjus don't lock you. So if you do Yosenjus before Ryzeal and you still have Ryzeal stuff, you can make Detonator this and have Lancia set. It only came up once. I only made this. I made this twice. 3 times. I did make it once because I needed to clear some stuff off my board so I could shuffle back with Cross. But I did not need to set Lancia or anything. And then the other 2 times were against the same Malice player, where I did not hard draw Lancia kind of thing, but I ended up making it one game, and because I made it before I X'd, I could not resolve X effect, so that kind of was me trolling and just forgetting X effect for a second, where I could not search. And then the other time, I think I did set the card. I did set a artifact Lancia, but I think they outed the detonator, but I still ended up winning that round, kind of thing. Then for the side deck, I was playing 3 Perulia. I don't actually own the other Molchami, the one from Supreme Darkness, so I was just playing this one. This one seems pretty good against Ryzeal. It's alright against Malice, don't really side in against Malice. Good against Bestial Piles as well. 3 Lancia, MVP against Malice, even though I did beat Malice one round without activating Lancia at all, kind of thing. I know I versed 2 Malice the event, and one I did activate Lancia and beat them, and then the other one I did not activate Lancia at all and still beat them. And then I ran 3 Ultimate Slayer. I don't think I think I saw this maybe one. No, I don't even think I saw this once throughout the entire event, but I only versed 2 Ryzeal. Yeah, I versed 2 Ryzeal. The event I versed Fiendsmith and Pure, kind of thing. And then for other spells, I played Harpy's Feather Duster, 2 Lightning Storm, and then for my traps, 2 Judgment and 1 Strike. One reason why I wasn't running 3 Judgment was only owning 2 ultis. I do actually have lower rarity ones, but I wanted to play high rarity one. And I do own 3 Secret Strike, but QCR Strike, but I like how Solemn Judgment can have just that say no to everything except effects. But I did like also the ability to have a strike to say no to effects, monster effects as well. So I find this ratio okay. I think I only ended up activating Judgment like once, the entire event kind of thing. So it didn't come up very often. It was mainly just put in, sign out the Molchamis, put in these. Yeah, and essentially my matchups were round 1 Blue Eyes, round 2 Striker, which I did end up somehow losing to. They just had everything, and they also could just play around certain stuff, and that's that kind of thing. I was surprised I lost to it. Then round 3 was Malice, kind of thing. Round 4 was against Pure Ryzeal, which I lost, but it was a very close game. Like I said, if I had made Typhon game 3 in the right place instead of, and I'd summoned actually one of my Yosenjus to make it, I would have won that game. But instead I tried to do an Exciton play, which did put us both on top deck wars, but he drew a hand trap, I summon, he stops that kind of thing, where I could have had follow-up otherwise, kind of thing. Where, yeah, he didn't draw X till a turn or 2 later, kind of thing. And yeah, and then also, then my next round after that was, it was Malice again, which I won. And then the next round my opponent did not show, kind of thing, so free win. And then I versed Fiendsmith Ryzeal, which I beat, kind of thing. It was a bit of a grindy game, and then day 2, first round my opponent comes 2 minutes late, kind of thing, so 1 minute before a game loss, kind of thing, and they were playing Bestial Fiendsmith Pile, kind of thing, and I beat them game 1, they beat me game 2 and 3, but game 3 was relatively close, kind of thing. But yeah, I'm happy with the performance of this deck. It went better than I thought it was going to go, kind of thing, and I'm happy to have finally played a Yosenju variant again. I had been brewing this when Ryzeal first came out, but I think I've made ratios a bit better now, and now that Metal Tronus, I found some Metal Tronuses. I only played 2 because I only have 2, but yeah, now that there's been a bit more brewing with standard Ryzeal, I think I've got my ratios a bit better for Yosenju Ryzeal. So yeah, so I like to call this deck Rysenju. So this is my MP Cars and Games YCS Rysenju deck profile. Signing out.